You are running the fentanyl pipeline. Not the corner, not the bag. The whole thing. The roots, the money, the bodies, the silence. You didn't start here. Nobody starts here. But this is where you ended up, and right now, standing in the cold outside a warehouse in a city that doesn't ask questions, you understand exactly what you've become. It started smaller than you think. It always does. You were 22 when someone handed you an envelope and told you not to open it. Just drive it across 2 state lines and leave it under the 3rd bench from the left in a park you'd never been to. $500 for 4 hours of your time. You didn't ask what was inside. You told yourself you didn't need to know. That was the first lie you told yourself, and it was so easy that it scared you, but not enough to stop. By the time you were 24, you know exactly what's inside every envelope, every package, every car panel you help load in a garage that smells like motor oil and something chemical underneath it. Fentanyl, pressed pills, powder, sometimes both. Moving north from the border in loads that would make your stomach drop if you let yourself think about the numbers. You don't let yourself think about the numbers. You have a phone that you replace every 3 weeks. You have a name that nobody who matters actually uses. You have 3 different apartments in 3 different cities, and you sleep in each one just enough that none of them feel like home. That's by design. You were told early, don't get comfortable anywhere. Comfort is how people find you. The organization you work for doesn't have a name, not one anyone says out loud. There are layers above you that you've never seen and layers below you that you manage carefully, because the layers below you are where things go wrong. The young ones, the desperate ones, the ones who skim, who talk, who get sloppy because they think they're invisible. Your job is to make sure the product moves clean, that money comes back right, and that problems get handled before they become problems for the people above you. You've handled problems. You don't think about what that means anymore. You used to. There was a night early on when you sat in a parking lot for 2 hours after handling a problem, shaking so hard your teeth clicked together. You told yourself that was the last time. It wasn't the last time. Now you don't shake. Now you just drive home, shower, and eat whatever's in the refrigerator. And the thing that scares you most is how normal that feels. The pipeline itself is something you've come to think of almost mechanically. Product comes across in vehicles, in commercial shipments, in ways that would bore you to explain because the genius of it is how mundane it looks. Your job is the middle stretch, the distribution network across 4 states, the network of people who receive, cut, repackage, and push it down to street level. You never touch the street level. You haven't touched street level in years. That's where the risk lives, and you are not in the risk business anymore. You're in the management business. Except today something is wrong. You've known it since this morning. The kind of knowing that lives in your chest before your brain catches up. One of your distributors, a man you've worked with for 2 years, a man you considered reliable, missed his check-in window, then missed the second one. His phone goes straight to voicemail, and not the kind of voicemail that means the battery died, the kind that means the phone is gone. You make 3 calls, quiet calls, short sentences. What you learn in the next 40 minutes rewires your entire day. He's been picked up, not local police, federal, and he's been talking. You don't know how much, you don't know how long. But the word that comes back to you through a chain of people who each only know one piece of it is that your name, your real name, may have come up. Your real name. You stand very still when you hear that. You're in a gas station bathroom and you look at yourself in the mirror and you look like a completely normal person, and that is the most terrifying thing you've ever seen. You have a protocol for this. Of course you have a protocol. You've run through it in your head 100 times, the way other people rehearse fire drills. You know which accounts to drain and in what order. You know which car to take and which route to drive and where to go first and who to contact when you get there. You've prepared for this moment with the kind of cold precision that you used to think made you untouchable. But standing in this bathroom under fluorescent lights that make everyone look half dead, you realize something that your protocol doesn't account for. You are tired, not physically tired. Tired in a way that goes all the way down. Tired of replacing your phone. Tired of sleeping in apartments that don't feel like yours. Tired of doing the math on how many people downstream from you are dying from what you move, and then stopping yourself from finishing the calculation. Tired of the version of yourself that looks back at you from mirrors. You splash water on your face. You dry your hands. You walk out of the bathroom. And you sit in your car for a long moment and you think about 2 roads. Not metaphorically, literally 2 roads. The one your protocol says to take? Northwest, across state lines, to a contact who can move you somewhere quieter for a while, until this settles or doesn't. And the other road, the one you've never let yourself look at directly. The one that ends with you sitting across a table from people with badges, saying words you swore you'd never say, trading everything you know for something that might look, from a distance, like a way out. You know too much to disappear clean. You know too much to stay. You know too much to pretend you have good options anymore. Your phone buzzes, unknown number. You stare at it. It buzzes again. The people above you know something is wrong. They always know before you expect them to. And the way this organization handles people who become liabilities, you've handled one yourself in that parking lot years ago, means that the third option, the one that isn't Northwest and isn't a badge across a table, is already in motion somewhere behind you. You answer the phone. The voice on the other end is calm. Calm the way deep water is calm. It says your name, your real name. And the fact that they're using it tells you everything you need to know about how this call ends if you stay on the line. You hang up, you start the car. And for the first time in years, you have absolutely no idea which road you're going to take.